We left off our workflow last time with only one bolt. And before we place the others, we are going to use a new item from the inspect menu, and it's called section analysis. Section analysis near the bottom of the inspect menu. You will have to be able to use and perform section analysis in order to pass the Autodesk Certified User exam. So I intend to create a section plane based off of my left wall plane. I would like to drag it all the way until it intersects the middle of that bolt, which is approximately 0.843 of an inch. And I will say okay. Now, the reason for section analysis is to measure and inspect items that are embedded inside other parts that we would normally not be able to see. So I now have a section analysis right here, which I can zoom in on, switch to a right side view, and begin to examine. Now I need some space below the bottom of this screw head before it intersects the dead end of those tapped threads that we placed into the hole. I have to have some space, and it needs to be greater than 0 on the gap, and it needs to be less than 1/16 of an inch on the gap. So if I zoom in really close, I can start to take some measurements. From the inspect menu, measure, and I can check the very bottom point of my threaded area all the way up to the bottom point of my bolt. And I see that it is, in fact, adequate gap. It needs to be greater than 0 and less than 0.63. And I have met the minimum specifications. So I can close that, and I can turn off my section analysis at this time. So knowing that, if I had a problem with my bolts, I would have to adjust their position. But this allows me to then go ahead and copy the rest of my McMaster-Carr components and produce new bolts in the correct joint origins. So that being said, I can make an additional copy of the McMaster-Carr bolts and begin to assemble them. Capture position, and we're going to use the bottom of this particular bolt as a joint origin, and we will use the inside hollowed out gray cavity as the joint origin. Once again, an offset of -0.937. Press enter. Complete this operation with all 4 bolts, and please type on the hub your submission, the value that you measured for your gap, and it should be an exact measurement. You will also do a capture image of your completed assembly with all 4 bolts.